So during COVID, a few companies really grabbed attention, which was Pfizer for all the right and the wrong reasons. But did you know that Pfizer used something called Smart Data Query? It is an AI powered system that checked clinical trial data in real time. Because of that, they could analyze results in hours instead of weeks. So that's like binge watching an entire series versus waiting for each and every episode to come out.
Hmm.
So it really fastened the process of bringing out the vaccines and doing the clinical trials.
Right.
Yeah, and another company is Cure AI. They are using AI for cancer, like early lung cancer detection,
Oh.
and that hits close to me because even I worked on a project called brain tumor detection during my
Hmm.
college project, and I felt really good that it is actually materializing into
Hmm.
something bigger, and it's not just a school project or a college project anymore.
Right.
And then again, coming to Google's AlphaFold by again the DeepMind team. So scientists had struggled for ages to detect the protein patterns,
Yes.
and which is very crucial for drug development.
Hmm.
So it AlphaFold uses AI to solve structures that normally took years
Hmm.
and even decades.
Yeah.
Its breakthrough was of that scale that Demis Hassabis and John Jumper,
Hmm.
along with David Baker, these are the team behind the Deep Mind, they were awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry for their work in protein structure prediction.
So wait, deep alpha fold deep mind. I'm confused.
So AlphaFold was the product that they
Hmm.
created, and DeepMind is the company behind
Ah. Okay.
it.
Got it. Yes. Okay.
So next, coming to finance. So I went for this NVIDIA AI Summit in 2024.
Oh yes, that was so cool.
Yeah, it was
I
really
missed it.
cool. Yeah, so there were a lot of seminars there.
Hmm.
One of them was pretty interesting to me.
Hmm.
It was about the NPCI, National Payments Corporation of India,
India. Yes.
the company behind your UPI.
Yes. Unified payments
So
interface. Yes.
they like uh,
They used, I think, ML and AI to, that was the story, right? To
correct.
detect fraudulent transactions. And I think I heard something about
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So they use your advanced ML and AI. So you get those messages on your phone like this
Yes.
transaction may be
Yes.
risky. So again, it's your AI and ML working on the back end. And also they've collaborated with the Indian Institute of Science,
Hmm. In Bangalore.
correct, for
Yes.
development on blockchain and AI. So I think yes, India is taking steps towards the next revolution.
Yes, true. And I feel then there is fraud detection, chatbots, financial reports analysis, which I think a lot of companies are incorporating today with the help of AI when it comes to finance, at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, you know more about finance, so yeah. So then coming to we like it took me literally 3 hours to travel today.
Oh,
So that it just came to my mind, and that reminds me that AI is also transforming our transport systems.
hmm.
So you everyone knows about Tesla by this time. So they have their
Yes.
auto driver kind of thing that
Yeah.
the car can drive on
Self
self-driving
drive.
cars.
Yeah.
And I think that they have collected data from a lot of driving data from millions of vehicles worldwide.
Hmm.
So that was really cool. And today, like I was just experimenting while on the way back.
Hmm.
So I was using Anthropic's Claude, and
Hmm.
I got to I was on the website and I saw that they have actually written a code for Perseverance rover, which is
Oh.
the NASA's rover on Mars,
Oh, wow.
and it has actually written the code for that, like how it can traverse the paths on the surface of Mars.
Hmm.
So I think it's not just limited to Earth; it is going extra terrestrial now.
Yes. And
I got to know that AI is also helping in script writing.
oh, yes. So there was this one interesting conversation I had with Vivek, a mutual friend. But you know what? You complete
No, no, I
this
want to know that first
segment.
now.
Uh, so, uh, so you know how script writing. So yes, there have been a lot of debates and on whether AI, whether there is place for AI in all the fields, and the entertainment industry is one of them, especially
Mm-hmm.
filmmaking when you're making movies, and there are things like script writing, as you mentioned. So Vivek, who is one of our mutual friends, we were having a discussion with him about, so he's a graphic designer, and we were having a discussion with him about how what he feels about AI
Mm-hmm.
entering this industry. And well, he personally thought that there are a lot of tasks which are really time consuming,
Mm-hmm.
and AI has really helped there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how you talked about um uh, the um, drug development,
Mm-hmm.
and how some tasks which would take years are now done in a matter of, say, hours, days.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is something, the processing power which AI
Right.
has, it has really helped to reduce the time consumed
Mm-hmm.
in certain tasks. But then again, when we talk about the creative aspect of, say, script writing or
Mm-hmm.
any creative aspect, if you're talking about it, I think that's something debatable. I don't know how
Oh,
much
yeah.
AI will be, yeah, able to penetrate in those aspects,
Right.
how better outcomes will, whether it will be able to match what a
Human level,
human
yeah.
is. Because you know what, even when the there was this recent the Ghibli art,
Yeah,
yeah,
the trend.
so that trend, I don't so AI never created or generated something
Right.
of its own. It was inspired by something.
Correct.
So I am waiting for the day, I don't know whether it's possible or not, where it will create something which is entirely of its own, not inspired by anything at all.
I think it like the phase is coming, but it will be much difficult because again
Hmm.
AI, as we keep saying, it's pattern detection.
Hmm.
So it is pretty difficult to say that how will it make something of its new. You never know.
Hmm.
That's a big possibility because as we talked in the Alpha Go part of thing that it was learning on its own games later on.
Hmm. Right. Yes, it
Similarly,
made the move 37,
right.
if you guys remember, which was a completely new move it created on its own in the game of chess. No,
Go.
sorry, Go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, that's an interesting take, and let us know your thoughts on
Yeah.
this in the comments.
So
Yes.
even though things look like they are new, but somewhere it has some inspiration behind it because that AI has seen something like that in the past.
Hmm.
So again, I just read about this movie called the Safe Zone Films. It says that Chat GPT wrote the entire script and even directed it in the
Oh.
way that it told the camera shots,
Hmm.
like from which angle to take, and then again there were human actors in the end.
Hmm.
So again, it was photographed and filmed that way. So I think that was one of the use cases that AI was working in the world of creative industry. So
Hmm.
only time will tell how much scale it can
Right.
go to.
True. True.
Again, when I went to this AI summit, there was a
Hmm.
session where it is much tougher for the Indian LLMs, large language models, to work because there are a lot of languages in India. Like every
Hmm.
200 kilometers, your dialect changes, if not your
Yes.
language.
Right.
So it felt really good that Indian government is thinking about it so aggressively, and it's not just the developed nation that is thinking about these things, but a lot of developing the nations, and India being one of them, is actually thinking about this. And I think there's an initiative called India AI
India,
Mission.
yes.
So
And you know what? I would actually like people to read this book called The Great Tech Game. It's a really interesting book. And you mentioned about developed and developing countries
mhm,
both now using or progressing in terms of AI, its development. And this book had highlighted one important fact, that how the use of AI is going to be very different in a developed country and a
oh,
developing country.
interesting.
So, developing countries, they will be focusing more on things like healthcare, things like, as you mentioned, with farmers.
Correct.
So it will be more focused on the welfare of
Right.
different
Mm-hmm.
um, as of different stakeholders.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas in developed countries, AI might be used more for, say, convenience, comfort, things
Ah,
like that.
correct.
But for developing countries, we have not reached, our goals are different than what
Correct.
so our benchmarks should be different.
Hmm.
And so a lot of things like that. So that is one interesting insight that I got from that book. It is a must read. It's called A Great Tech Game.
I would love to read it. It's very interesting because not all the things are very simple as they seem. Like whatever works in, say, USA,
Hmm.
it's not compulsory that that thing will actually work in India. There's like even US has Uber Eats,
Hmm.
but India's Zomato Swiggy is quite different to the Uber Eats of the US. So that
Yes.
is a very interesting
Yes,
take
and
on.
this also throws light on the geopolitical aspect,
Ah, right.
on how, because the goals are different, somewhere
Hmm.
India and China stand together on the use cases of AI, on how they want to develop these tools, as compared to developed countries like US, how
Right.
they want to develop these tools.